Before making its way to Cynthiana, the police procession drove through Scott County, where Deputy Conley served his community for 4 years. His cruiser now sits outside of the sheriff's office, where flowers have been placed. WKYT's Jeremy Toms joins us live from Scott County. Jeremy, today's procession was emotional for many of the people there and for those who knew Deputy Conley personally.
It certainly was. The sun may be shining bright over the city of Georgetown this morning, but there's a gloominess casting a shadow over the heart of this small town today after Deputy Conley was shot and killed out on the interstate last night. The tributes for him began this morning. As you can see over my right shoulder, his patrol car was pulled in front of the Scott County Sheriff's Office around 7:30, 8 o'clock this morning. And since then, people have been coming to drop off a bit of an impromptu memorial. You might be able to see the flowers and vases that have been left by his loved ones and people of this community that simply will miss him dearly. And that tribute continued with the procession. You can have a look at some of the video we have for you from that. It was a long procession, started out on the interstates and carried all the way through into Main Street on Georgetown. There were hundreds of people lining Main Street in Georgetown. There were plenty of people lining the interstates overpass as well. You can see them saluting as the coroner's van goes by. Just a very emotional scene. Plenty of people coming, not just from within Scott County, but from outside as well. I also spoke with somebody who is from Cynthiana and happened to go to Harrison County High School with Deputy Conley. He spoke to me this morning saying that he would echo the sentiments of Sheriff Tony Hampton in calling Deputy Conley a true go-getter. He says that spirit was always in him. Take a listen.
Whatever he was doing, he was going after it. It wasn't, you know, not doing anything 50%. It was all or nothing with him. So, you know, not surprising to see him become an officer and, you know, serve the community.
The fact that we feel the pain, even if it's a Scott County or one of Georgetown or any law enforcement that falls in the line of duty, you know, they're giving their life for us. And so we need to keep that in mind.
Just as strong as the community's outpouring of support was the showing of law enforcement today. I saw Lexington Police, Frankfort Police, Campbell County Police, Kentucky State Police, and Kentucky Fish and Wildlife, and I'm sure there were several others that I missed, all taking part in that procession. In the second bit of sound you hear there, that's Georgetown Mayor Bernie Jenkins. He wanted to add that anything that the Scott County Sheriff's Office needs at this time, the city of Georgetown is willing to be there for them. Live in Scott County, I'm Jeremy Toms. Back to you.